the protectors of the Wood Adventure Series. Episode number 168. This better be good. As Wendy was stirring the stew, now bubbling on the stove, Abby was staring into the fire. Without moving or looking up, Abby said,
"You know, there's something about you, too."
About me? Really?
When the mob was about to attack me in the church, and I was about to flee through the side door, Morphe stood up tall and screamed, "She's going to Wendy's! It's all Wendy's doing! Arrest her!"
Arrest me? They won't get far. No one knows where I live, and few have seen me in years. If need be, in minutes, I can hide this house like a cave underground. And believe me, I would get plenty of warning. Let's just leave it that way.
Wendy scoffed at the whole idea.
I'd provoke these people and stir up trouble. I was sure you'd be mad.
I'm always mad, but never at you.
Abby looked up and smiled.
But one more thing. It's at least possible that Morphe was referring to arresting me.
Arresting you? For what?
You know, Morphe wants to force me to lead them to you, flush you out of hiding. He's got people believing we created these storms, that we're a danger to all good citizens. They just make things up and feed the lies to people who are already angry and scared.
Of course. That's been going on since long before I was born. In fact, I was born in the midst of a mob burning us out of this beautiful valley. But we pulled a trick on them and never left. We just went underground. That's their fatal blind spot. They don't see or understand what's underground because they're too afraid of it. Tomorrow, I'm going to show you a whole new world. Your strength is their weakness.
You're getting my hopes up. This better be good.
The old woman laughed.
This better be good, indeed. Oh my.
Wendy could not stop laughing.
What's so funny?
You know a lot, but your imagination isn't working properly. You should guess these things, but you haven't a clue. Let's just leave it there until tomorrow.
Now I'm curious. What is it?
Wendy only smiled in reply, and Abby grew frustrated.
Come on, Wendy. You can't tease me like that.
You have to see for yourself. Oh, now it's time to feed the crows.
Wendy ladled out a small mountain of stew into a wooden bowl over 2 feet wide. After letting it cool, she carried it out the tiny door, and Abby, ducking low, followed her outside into the shadows and the drone of the crickets. The light was fading in the forest. They walked around the house to a group of 4 birch trees that created a rectangle together. About 4 feet off the ground, a web of branches was tied between the trees. Reaching up and over, Wendy placed the bowl in the center of the web. It slid into place with perfect stability. Immediately, the calling of the crows began in the treetops. A large, coal-black crow descended with wildly flapping wings and landed on Wendy's long, bony finger.
Yes, my little baby, the king of the forest, my little baby.
Wendy made kissing noises, and the bird lowered his head as if he were bowing. Wendy caressed the feathers on the back of his neck and the top of his head.
How has it gone today? Have you been doing your job? Of course you have. Protecting our dear forest from those nasty and destructive spies. My dear king.
With a quick lift of her hand, Wendy sent the bird flapping into the air. He immediately landed on a branch near the bowl and began picking out morsels to eat. Soon he tipped his head back and let out 3 calls. 4 or 5 other crows descended from the treetops, landed on the branches around the bowl, and began to feast. Wendy led the way back inside and lit 3 lamps burning vegetable oil. Night had fallen. She served herself and Abby the same stew in smaller bowls, and sliced thick chunks of bread and covered them with nut butter. Abby knew the routine. She poured tea in large mugs and placed the items on wooden trays. Their faces glowed in the oil lamps as they ate and talked at a wooden table for 2.
How do you get Penny's bread so fresh?
Oh, I hear her breads are spreading out around the town. I hope she'll always have enough for me. Too much success is not a good thing, you know.
This is fun. I've missed you.
I've missed you too, dear. I'm sorry our project has put the weight of the world on your shoulders. On both our shoulders. I should say, I feel it too.
Wendy picked out a sprig of an herb from a cup holding many on the table. She began to chew the small aromatic leaves.
I'm getting old. I have to chew rosemary to keep my heart calm. Otherwise, it beats too loudly in my breast.
They heard faint scratchings at the door. Abby looked up in alarm.
You remember the raccoons? That's Dark Eyes, reminding me that they are hungry. They found their way into my garden and started tearing it up, so I feed them every night. I've become a soft touch. The deer and the squirrels and the rabbits are all friends who want a bit to eat every day.
Wendy took a bag from the countertop, added some vegetables and seeds to its contents, and stepped out the door into the night. Abby followed her. There was no moon, and the dark sky was flooded with a stunning swirl of infinite stars. Abby quickly looked away from the too overwhelming sight and watched Wendy feed the animals. She scratched a deer behind the ears and held out an apple. Abby longed to step forward and join them, but she was afraid the animals would flee.
Green leaves grow in the morning light, like a bird on the wing. Sunlight glows in a great halo. It's our golden ring. I feel you all around me, like the hour of my birth, beating in time with the magic red wine of the great heart of the earth. All things reach out for the sunlight, the hand of life everywhere. Wind in the trees whispers to the leaves. Waves of peace fill the air. I feel you all around me, like the hour of my birth, beating in time with the magic red wine of the great heart of the earth. The sun comes up in its glory, just like the first dawn. Come and join in the story. The long night is gone.
Trillions of living things are everywhere around. Our lives are all planted deep into the sacred ground. There's everything to love and everything to fear. It's planet Earth in the universe and nature lives here. It's planet Earth in the universe and nature lives here. It's planet Earth in the universe and nature lives here. It's planet Earth in the universe, and nature lives here. And nature lives here.